Today I fucked up by texting my boss instead of my girlfriend. So this morning I was in a rush and half asleep when I got a sweet, "good morning" text from my girlfriend. I wanted to respond with something flirty and cute, so I typed, "Good morning, babe, throwing kisses, can't wait to see you later. I've been thinking about you all night, smirk, red heart." I hit send and threw my phone down, proud of my smoothness. 5 minutes later, I got a reply from my boss. Turns out I had opened my boss's text from earlier in the day and replied in that thread instead. She responded, "I don't think this message was meant for me." Cue immediate panic. I apologized profusely, trying to explain the mix-up, but I've been dying of second-hand embarrassment all day. Worst part? We had a Zoom meeting that afternoon and she couldn't stop smirking. Weary. Too long, did not read. I tried to send a flirty text to my girlfriend but accidentally sent it to my boss. Now I have to live with that forever. Have told this story many times as a cautionary tale, tears of joy. Sent my landlord, "I love you," intended for wife. To which he replied, "That's nice, but I'm still not reducing your rent," grimace. Third day on the job. I accidentally texted my very gay boss, "Hey sexy eyes." It was meant for my husband. He didn't let me live it down for ages afterwards. But I've been dying of second-hand embarrassment all day. I believe your case is first-hand embarrassment. She was smirking, most probably at your expense, on the Zoom call, which is clearly a good sign in this situation. I think you're good, tears of joy. I sent my husband a very explicit text from my phone and somehow sent it to one of his mates, no mouth face. I realized just as it sent through and went running to my husband at the other end of the house to show him what I had done. My husband took a winky face selfie and sent to the same friend saying, "Are you in or what? I ran out of text data." I'm so glad that straight men are so gay with their besties. She couldn't stop smirking. This is so much better than your boss avoiding you or acting grossed out. I'd take it as a win. Today I fucked up by calling in sick to work, then bumping into my boss at the movies. Had a rough week and really needed a mental break, so I called in sick on a Friday to get a long weekend. I didn't plan anything wild, just wanted to relax, clear my head, and catch a matinee movie without distractions. So, I threw on a hoodie and sunglasses, feeling like a low-key celebrity trying to avoid recognition, grabbed some popcorn, and settled into the theater for the 2 p.m. show. As the trailers ended and the lights dimmed, I noticed someone sit 2 seats over. It was my boss, with his wife, also apparently sick. We exchanged one awkward glance, didn't say a word, and sat through the whole movie in silence. Monday at work? Super awkward. We just pretended nothing happened. Too long, did not read. Called in sick, went to a movie, run into my boss doing the exact same thing, and now Mondays are weird. Your boss is way more embarrassed than you. Sat through the whole movie in silence. That's what you are supposed to do. Mental health is health. Technically, and obviously, mental day is sick day. Unless you made the specific symptoms, a good boss should understand and maybe even chat about the movie with you. Many companies just rolled the vacation days and sick days into PTO days. Hope you feel better after the break though. I called off work yesterday for mental health and I straight up told them, I am not mentally capable of working today. For what it's worth, I literally call in and say, I'm taking a mental health day, please use my sick time. I have yet to have a place of work refuse to allow me to use my sick time when I do this or try to write me up for it. Mental, emotional, and physical health all matter and a good boss understands that. This way, if anyone sees me out doing things they already know what I'm doing. Taking a literal break from work and they don't assume I'm physically sick. Today I fucked up by following up my Benoit ball saga with a new kind of downward disaster. Hi again. Yes, it's me, the Benoit ball girl. The one whose vagina once swallowed 2 steel spheres like it was trying to start a coin collection. I thought that was my lowest moment. It wasn't. In a brave but ultimately idiotic attempt to reclaim my sense of peace, I signed up for an in-person yoga class. I was feeling good. I had new leggings, overpriced water, and 3 high-fiber protein bars fermenting inside me like a cursed potion. Because yeah, gotta eat healthy. 3 though? Everything was fine, until we hit happy baby pose. If you're unfamiliar, this pose involves lying on your back, feet in your hands, knees wide, and your butthole pointed directly at God. It's vulnerable. It's humiliating. It's the anatomical equivalent of screaming, "Come and get me," into the void. And that's when it happened. Let's just say, my body made a dramatic sound. Not a cough, not a stomach gurgle. A catastrophic, echoing, coochie vibrating, cheek clapping, comes out the front and the back, beast of a sound. It didn't whisper. It roared. This was a cataclysmic back-end symphony, a seismic event that shook the mat beneath me and possibly my soul. It didn't whisper. It roared. I swear it bounced off the mirrored wall like a sonar ping of doom. And the smell? Pure betrayal. despair. 3 protein bars that should have stayed in their wrapper, fused into a dense, invisible fog of regret. The kind of scent that doesn't just linger, it conquers. There was lavender diffusing in the studio before this moment. After? Gone. Replaced. Dominated. Like my body walked in and said, "No, I run this airspace now." Someone in the back coughed. Another person subtly rubbed essential oil under their nose like we were in a chemical warfare drill. If shame had a scent, it was this. Then, the worst thing happened. A woman in the back giggled. Just a tiny, stifled giggle. And that giggle broke me. Because I laughed. And when I laughed, it triggered a second incident. Somehow louder. Angrier. Stinkier. Like my body was doubling down in case the first assault didn't completely wreck my life. For a brief second, I genuinely feared it came with additional consequences. The entire class was on the edge. Someone snorted. The instructor, a saint among mortals, softly whispered, "Release what no longer serves you," and I nearly blacked out from the psychic damage. "Ma'am, I think I just released everything I've ever known. I didn't stay for Savasana. I didn't roll my mat. I grabbed it like a riot shield and evacuated the studio like I just committed a felony with my colon. And thank God, it wasn't worse. Too long did not read. Trusted my body during yoga. It responded with a double-barreled betrayal. I've officially topped the Benoit ball incident. I am no longer welcome in the realm of peace and stillness." Edit. Not sure how, but my Benoit ball post vanished. Reposted it on my profile if you're still down for hearing pelvic floor chaos. Lady, there is someone out there for you. And boy do they need to be of strong character. You should write up your diary and publish. Girl, you had me crying with laughter a few days ago with the Benoit balls debacle. The way in which you articulate your atrocities makes my day, rolling on the floor laughing. Keep writing, this is hilarious. On the wall of a dojo I was once at were the wise words. If you never farted during training, you didn't train hard enough. Serialsy, never be ashamed. Yoga has a cornucopia of poses to basically wring the last bit of air trapped in your guts out. I've seen, heard and smelled it happen over and over again. Maybe go a little lighter on the bars though. If this ever happens to you again, just yell out, "Yeah, this is what maximum effort smells like." Namaste. 3 fiber bars? You're lucky all you had was an earthquake. You could have erupted chocolate lava. Today I fucked up by accidentally speedrunning death using cold meds and regret. Quick PSA: don't mix meds like an unsupervised Skyrim alchemist. Throat lozenges with numbing agents, intense menthol, or hidden stimulants might seem harmless, but they can absolutely wreck your system. Combine them recklessly, and you might end up chatting with the ghost of your liver while waiting for your heart to reboot. The F up itself. So I got the flu. Classic stuff. Sore throat, fever, headache, the works. Naturally, I turned to lozenges to help the pain. That quickly escalated into me taking 4 numbing throat lozenges, with lidocaine, the throat go silent type. 4 ultra-strong menthol lozenges, the kind that feel like VapoRub punched you. And a 9th one, because logic left the room. At that point, my throat went fully offline. Like, it just stopped sending status updates. But then came the side effects: headache spike, floaty brain, slowed heart rate, and the weirdest sense of euphoria mixed with dread. Not quite high, not quite dying. Somewhere in between. And then I thought, you know what would really spice this up? Parasinus. That's paracetamol plus pseudoephedrine. AKA, let's boost your heart rate and punch your liver one more time. Suddenly I'm lying on my bed at exactly 70 degrees, because it's the only angle where I can breathe and not feel like my soul is trying to escape through my sinuses. My heart? Weirdly quiet. Like, I'm just gonna vibe in the background while you rethink your life. My brain? Giggly, numb, and ticking like a suspicious microwave. At one point, I felt a little ear pressure pop, and immediately assumed I'd unlocked the tutorial for summoning Satan. Couldn't sleep, obviously, so I started talking to ChatGPT to stay sane. That somehow turned into us building a medication summon tier list, where Benadryl spawns the Hatman. Strepsils Intensive opens a portal to mint-flavored hell. Parasinus is Satan in a blister pack. VapoRub just calls your grandma to tuck you in. I'm now stable, I think. Either I'll sleep soon, or I'll vibrate into the void. One of those. Too long did not read. Got the flu. Took 9 different lozenges like they were candy, then a parasinus on top. Accidentally created a minty death cocktail. Ended up laying in bed at a 70 degrees angle. Heart rate slowed, brain felt floaty, couldn't sleep. Talked to ChatGPT while waiting to either pass out or meet Satan. Don't do this. Moral of the story? Count your meds. Lozenges are not candy. Don't mix cold medicine like you're crafting a boss fight. And if you feel like you're high, floating, or spiritually sideways, call someone. Don't meme through it like me. Or do, but be really funny about it. Update. I just woke up, I am fine. I don't know at what time I fell asleep, everything was weird that night. Anyway, thank you everyone for the support. I understand the worry and how serious the situation might have been, but I am alright now. Never ever gonna do that. I will probably avoid meds today at all. Edit. Please don't mess around with meds like I did. I was lucky, but luck isn't a guarantee. I've removed product names from this post to avoid giving anyone bad ideas. Stay safe. Congratulations, you have paralyzed your body's ability to breathe. Consider 911. Call poison control. I used to be a suicide counselor. They will tell you whether it's safe or just weird. Sometimes you will start to feel better, but another cocktail of OTCs can kick on and you will die. Just because you're starting to feel better doesn't mean it's over. I would suggest calling a doctor or possibly an ambulance. I defiantly don't think you should sleep, and I do think you need medical supervision right now, at least to make sure you haven't done anything irreparable. That reminds me of the time that I was super sick and accidentally took 2 different medications that both contained an active ingredient that if overdosed could have caused seizures, coma, and death. I called poison control at like 2 a.m. that day, and the lady I spoke to was so sweet. She helped me understand that I hadn't taken a dangerous dose, but I feel pretty weird until the effects wore off. I didn't have it as bad as you. That genuinely sounds awful. You did describe the feeling of euphoria and dread pretty well. I do recall feeling that. You had an actual symptom that is called sense of impending doom, it sounds like. Really vague to describe, but as you report, you can identify when you feel it. Can someone translate this to English PLSIDK what half of those things are?